Hello, and thank you for writing your first set of essays for us. Great job. Nice to see you working really hard in order to prepare for IELTS. Let's take a look straight away at what you have written. Okay, the first one is an enjoyable activity. Does it develop better skills and more creativity than reading? Let's see what you said here. There is a contentious issue to develop children, causing an issue for parents. To clarify, I believe that it centers on what is the appropriate method to raise children with the diversification of various developed skills, whether by reading or doing enjoyable activity to enhance these skills. This essay will analyze two reasons and use example from well-known university and trusted individuals to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay. So, you've gotten the template down well in terms of the structure of an introduction, but it doesn't really make sense because there are a lot of grammatical errors in this introduction that make it incoherent, and I have no idea what we're talking about. So let's look at it a little more closely. There is a contentious issue regarding the development of children, or since you want to use this word parents, there is a contentious issue among parents regarding the development of children. To clarify, I believe that it centers on what is the appropriate method. It's not really method to raise children. That's not accurate, actually. So it's to clarify, the issue centers around whether children should read in order to develop skills, or if they should do other enjoyable activities. Okay? That's another way you could have said it. This essay will analyze reasons and examples. Just be vague here. There's no reason to get so specific. This essay will analyze reasons and examples from well-known universities, I'm assuming there's more than one, and trusted individuals to demonstrate points and prove arguments. All right, well, if we fix it like that, then that's certainly better, but it asks you very specifically, to what extent do you agree? You haven't answered that. You really must give your opinion in the introduction. To what extent do you agree with this issue or this opinion? It's very important to make sure that your position is clear throughout the response as is required, as we can see from the band descriptors for task achievement. All right, let's move on. To begin with, reading has numerous benefits rather than less, and playing Yet, playing on electronic games consoles can develop skills that would be impossible to develop by reading alone. So this is clearly a mistake here. You don't want and, but you want yet or but. This is because when playing on consoles, a child can develop spatial reflexive completive awareness. I don't know what that is. I think you just mean spatial awareness. And these skills are possible to develop by just reading. For example, recent studies by Harvard showed that children playing 2 hours a week on consoles such as Sony PlayStation, it's one word, no comma, outperformed by about 20%. Outperformed whom? They outperformed somebody. So tell me who. Outperformed peers, outperformed their counterparts by about 20% in psychometric tests. Therefore, the advantage of playing on games consoles gives, because its advantage gives, the opportunity to a child to progress in the areas neglected just by reading. So you have to change the syntax. The word order here is wrong. Secondly, reading may improve the academic process of individualization. I don't know what this means. All right, let's keep going. We'll see it later. However, sports enhances the competitive skills among individuals and quick thinking skills. This is due to the fact that competition of sports in school creates competitive teams that want to be the first in a school competition. To illustrate, we don't use A with research. Research is uncountable, so you just use recent research by social scientists shows that the majority of people, no comma, who are doing physical activities use their quick reflexes in a sudden situation, such as playing paintball, to avoid losing without the. Consequently, sport can improve the skills in the brain better than reading. Okay, so let's go on to your conclusion, and then I'll give you my more holistic response. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I totally agree that activities are more beneficial than reading in real life. It is predicted that the education system may change their teaching way to more practical teaching to teach students more than just reading. All right, this is rather awkward. Okay, let's see. Let's try it again. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I totally agree that activities, enjoyable, different, no, you can't even say enjoyable. Yeah, you could say enjoyable activities are more beneficial than reading in real life. It is predicted that the education system will change teaching methods to more practical teaching to teach students, plural, more than just reading. All right, it's a little awkward, okay? All this, look how many times you have the word teach and teaching, okay? So you have teaching way, teaching, and teach. So let's try to rephrase that one more time. And it is predicted that the education system will change its approach towards more practical methods to teach students more than just reading. Okay, I think that works much better, don't you? All right, so as you can see, there really was a lot in terms of error, grammar, and lexical mistakes. So a lot of problems with your vocabulary, a lot of problems with your grammar, and it made some of the areas a little incoherent. So I really want you to be careful about that. This is the kind of thing that will affect not just one score, but probably two of the criteria, because the mistakes are enough that your meaning does not come across, and that affects coherence. Okay? Please be careful. Try to review some of the grammatical structures. Try to see what, take a look and see what these errors were, and try to fix them, understand why they were errors. All right. In the meantime, we have another essay to look at, so let's do that right away. Okay, and here it is. Schools, more entertaining or merely educational? Let's see what you said about this. The system of education is a contentious issue because of the diversification of educating methods around the world. I believe the debate centers on both perspectives, whether, this is the wrong spelling of whether, the schools should be more entertaining or its educational objective. All right, that's a little vague. What do you mean its educational objective? Okay, do try to be a little more specific here. It's just not really clear what you mean here. This essay will analyze both sides and use examples from influential ministry. Okay, let's fix this. Again, look at this. It says which side you agree with. You don't answer. All you do is you tell me that there is a debate. You tell me where the debate is. And then you tell me that you're going to analyze both sides. So I'm going into this essay having absolutely no idea what your answer to this question is. I'd like to remind you that in the band descriptors for task 2, if you look at task achievement, band 7 says a clear position throughout the response. So throughout means from the beginning to the end, which means that whatever the question here is asking you, that's what you have to answer. And you have to answer as soon as you, pretty much in the beginning, in your introduction at some point, okay? All right, let's move on. To begin with, schools with, all right, entertaining trend is not accurate. All right, with entertaining methods, with entertaining classes, something, okay? Or schools with entertainment tools, some other expression, but definitely not trends. Let's simplify for a moment and say instead, to begin with, schools with entertainment can help different areas of the brain that would not work in schools that have only one objective, which is education. This is due to the fact that entertaining classes, especially in scientific classes, can apply your knowledge with the real life, while education system has merely one way of education. Okay. Again, repetition, education, and it's very vague, okay? They can apply your knowledge with the real life. It's awkward. And then education system has merely one way of education. That doesn't really say anything. Let's see how you developed it though. For example, the Saudi Ministry of Education, capital, shows that students who graduated from schools that provide entertaining classes can opt for their major easily because these students have known background of various jobs. Okay, I don't understand either what this means or how it fits into what we're talking about. What are you saying they can opt for their major easily? I think opt is the wrong word. And I don't understand how these ideas are connected. How does an entertaining class, which makes something their major easily, refer to knowing the background of various jobs? So I don't know if your ideas don't make sense. I don't know if you just have the wrong words and that's why the meaning is lost, but something is definitely lost here in terms of the coherence. Okay, therefore, more entertaining classes facilitate students' lives by inspiring different jobs. Okay, again, it's not clear to me how any of this is connected. Let's move on, though. In contrast to the entertaining schools should be a place only for education. So a student can enhance his or her personality for a real upcoming circumstance, singular, in real jobs. This is largely because most jobs require, no S, serious workers. In addition, labor markets can differentiate between two kinds of workers. To illustrate, recent research from Harvard indicates that 70% of graduates from serious schools are immediately employed because of their personality and knowledge. Consequently, schools should focus only on education to make serious workers, plural. All right, I understood what you were trying to say, though. Some of the sentences were a little strange, like this one about the labor markets can differentiate between the two kinds of workers. It was vague. I didn't know what you were trying to say. But the rest of it I did understand, but there were lots of grammatical mistakes throughout. I don't think there was one sentence that didn't have any grammatical mistakes, so I really want you to be a little more careful. Let's go to your conclusion. To conclude from the examples and arguments, plural, I strongly agree that students, plural, should tend to take more entertaining classes to enjoy after working hard. It is predicted that schools can improve their jobs quality. I don't know what that means. If schools alter education system to be more entertaining. I don't know what you mean schools can improve their job quality. Some of the grammar here was off, and not only that, but the order of your paragraphs is wrong. We always put the side that we agree with last. We put it closer to the conclusion so it's better linked. So the order here was wrong, and that would affect your coherence and cohesion score. Okay? So there's quite a few things that you need to correct here. I want you to go ahead and correct them. I also want you to write down all the errors that I pointed out to you and create an error correction list. And next to each mistake, you're going to write down what the correct version is. Send that back to us along with your corrected essays and, of course, your next set of essays, okay? So I'll let you get to that. You've got a handful of things to do, so good luck, and I'll be waiting to see what your next essays will look like.